Welcome to the top 10 things I wish I knew before I started playing Destiny Rising. So far, I've dumped probably over 100 hours into this game. I super love it. And I'm also trying to become a source of information on YouTube, making guides, how-to videos, etc. So let's jump right in. At number 1, we have auto fire for touch controls. You're most likely playing this game on a phone or tablet. So in order to make the touch controls easier, you can switch your weapons to auto fire. One thing to be aware of when using auto fire is that it will only automatically fire for you if you're moving. So if you're struggling on touch controls, switching to auto fire will make things easier because then you only need to worry about aiming and the game will be tapping the shoot button for you automatically. I'm playing Destiny Rising with an emulator and I'm using keyboard mouse controls. So this is not something I need, but if you're using touch controls, I've heard many people say it's very helpful. At number 2, we have the detailed versus brief options for describing your character's relic and their abilities. So when trying to learn a hero, it's helpful to see how their abilities interact with the other abilities and with weapons. But the default just shows this brief description and a video. And when switching to the detailed version, you get a lot more information that can help you understand how to play the character more effectively. For instance, Ningfei's clone ability only mentions that it gives you chain lightning attacks. And when you switch to the detailed version, it tells you everything you want to know. How far you blink ahead, how far away the clone can land, how long it lasts, how large the attack is, how much damage it does, everything. So in summary, the detailed description is more descriptive. At number 3, how to not get overwhelmed by the onslaught of currencies in Destiny Rising. You probably started playing this game and you're like, this UI is crazy. There's so much stuff everywhere. And you're probably mostly confused by the insane number of currencies in the game. They're all over the place. So the thing I wish I knew earlier on is that all I had to do was click the thing if I don't have it, and the game gives you a pop-up telling you the ways to get it. I can use these choice chests to convert them into the fruit I need, or I can go to one of the exchange shops, Golden Grotto, or I can go to Dominions Exchange and convert that store's currency into these fruits, or I can play the activity called Legacy to acquire the fruit. The UI is like this all over the place. When leveling weapons, if I was out of Mythic Weapon and Fusion Cores, click it, scroll through the list, go get it. If there's anything you don't have in the game, just click it, and there's usually a source button. It'll tell you where to get it. At number 4, always do your destination dailies for extra materials. You can navigate there by clicking your ghost, clicking challenges, and then selecting the daily quest from the Jingxi Metro. Missing out on these destination dailies means slowing your character progression way down. And speaking of destination dailies, at number 5, always check for reward paths that have daily requirements. In the alpha, there was the Bad Juju reward path, and there was a requirement in it for doing the destination dailies. So if you miss a day of quests, you fall a day behind. I ended up picking up Juju like 4 days later than everyone else. The New Light quest during the closed alpha also had a requirement for doing destination dailies in order to unlock the Huckleberry exotic SMG. At number 6, do public events when you see them. These are the best resource in the entire game for XP crystals. And when you level up multiple characters, you run out of XP crystals all the time. So if you're doing other quests and you see a public event going on, or if you're doing part of the story missions in the Jingxi Metro, if you see a public event, stop and do it because you're going to want these crystals later on. And you're going to want a lot of them. You don't need to use your pinnacle energy or your stamina energy to get the rewards either. You can just claim standard rewards and still get some XP crystals. Always do public events. It'll help you level up later. Trust me. At number 7, there's a way to AFK farm materials in Destiny Rising called the Iron Commander. The Iron Commander unlocks after you beat the main campaign around the Golden Path level 20. This lets you dispatch 3 fire teams comprised of your characters in order to go out for 24 hours, complete an activity, and return with loot. So the more characters you have, the more missions you can do. And the more leveled up your characters are, the more difficult missions you can do to get back even more materials. You can navigate to the Iron Commander by going to Challenges, Adventures tab, and it'll be at the bottom. I'm sure there's a way to min-max this. I just clicked Quick Selection and let the game figure it out. Number 8, I recommend saving at least one mythic weapon and work on getting 200 kills with each weapon as you're playing the game. This gets you a lot of progress on your golden path later, since there's 2 requirements for upgrading the proficiency of 2 mythic weapons to level 3 and level 7. Level 7 requires 200 kills, so get to shooting or something. You might be wondering, what's the golden path and why is it important? It's the main in-game track for Destiny Rising. After you finish the campaign, after you finish the New Light tutorial, leveling up in your golden path lets you increase your level caps for your characters and for your weapons, so you don't want to ignore it. At number 9, Lumia Leaves. Use them on limited time characters, not your permanent characters. What are Lumia Leaves? It's this currency you get from doing anything in the game. It gives you a couple here, a couple there. Basically, you turn 180 of these into the ability to draw for a mythic character. These charms are the primary way to pull for characters. However, what I realize is that the permanent character charm is a lot more plentiful than the limited edition charm. So since you get a lot more permanent charms, use Lumia Leaves on the limited edition mythic. And in the alpha, that was Estella and Gwen. For honorable mentions of the top 10 things I wish I knew before I started playing Destiny Rising, we have changing your daily bounties. If you click this little refresh looking symbol right there, you can change your daily bounties up to 4 times. So say I don't want to do shifting gates. If I click this, it's now changed to a universal bounty that I can get anywhere without having to play shifting gates, which is the specific activity. The second honorable mention is to hit the max rating, which is legend. For weapon, you need an exotic and a mythic equipped, and that mythic has to have at least 1 mythic perk along with 1 legendary perk. I tell you this because you're going to start to get mythic weapons and start to level them up, and they may only have 1 legend or 1 blue perk since these are randomly rolled, and if you start to dump your materials into them, you could be wasting if your end goal is to hit legend, the max level. You can also hit legend with 2 mythic weapons. It most likely takes both mythic weapons having 2 mythic perks, which is very rare, along with upgraded barrels and mags to the mythic level, which takes a ton of materials and kills, but mostly materials. Number 10, you can reset your level progress on weapons in Destiny Rising by clicking Enhance and then Reset. While rare and legendary weapons return 100% of the resources, mythic and exotic only return 66%. So you get 2/3 of your materials back. Because materials are so limited in the game, you have to be careful when choosing what to upgrade. If you have almost maxed out a weapon, resetting it will return 100% of the infusion cores and crystals. And that's the top 10 things I wish I knew before I started playing Destiny Rising. What are you still doing here? You clicked that subscribe button yet? Got nothing better to do? How about you click that video?